this is another pretty safe solo start that I enjoy. Is the son of the captain, and that's with the United Cities. And so it works pretty well if you want to do kind of a samurai type start. As you can see, we're not too shabby in the cats, and you can see that's even after I have purchased some pretty good armor. The rusty chainmail we found in the ruins, and you do start with this pretty nice katana, which I think I sold and replaced with this one. As you can see, I've got some pretty good food already, and in true Kenshi fashion, it was from leaving Squin. I was going to the Shek ruins, found a Garu who had been carrying a bunch of goodies, got eaten by a bone dog, no one was around, and I helped myself. From the ruins, I did the loot, getting the chain shirt and all the other goodies to sell to AdMag. Went to Lost Library, scooped up all the goodies there, sold it, went to the armor merchants, and I am in some, again, pretty decent armor. Now, how do we safely level, how do we, again, being solo, how do we help keep ourselves from dying? So the big deal with being the UC, Holy Nation hates you, which hey, it's fine. Aqua Knights are, they are what they are. But the United Cities, who are not, of course, any better, but they love us. We are in good as you can get. Now, that's going to be really nice because way up here, as you can see, we are currently in Squin. We need to trek northeast to Bast. And in Bast, the soldiers of the United Empire and the Aqua Knights fight over what is essentially now a wasteland of a whole bunch of nothing. We're going to have Stoat over here, we're going to have Shobutai over here, so we're going to have some pretty close cities that we can sell to or get supplies from. So this right here is how we're going to level. Or I should say how we're going to train up. We're going to find some troops, we're going to bodyguard with them, and hopefully they will protect us as we protect them as we fight those nasty Aqua Knights. I do plan to keep using a katana, so I don't really need to find any other weapon to train with. However, you may want to do that. You may want to find yourself some kind of a weapon that you wish to train up in. What we will do is get ourselves the little belt lantern from one of the high villages here, whichever one has one to sell. And that's just good for any kind of nighttime non-stealthing skills. So let's go get one of those, and then hopefully the trek up here won't be too bad. We'll stock up. So as you can see, we have arrived at the border of the Akron's control, and there's Akron's shield. And as you can see, it is not a place that we can just move through. Enemy patrols are going to be along both roads. They're going to go up into the mountains. Our only real way around is here through the Iron Valley. And we're going to try to push through there, along that valley, and hopefully come up the other side. So, let's see how we do. There are some other baddies over here. There are some cloud ninjas. These skeletons shouldn't be problem to us. As you can see, acid rain. And we have a little bit of protection because of our helmet. But we don't want to stay here any longer than we have to. And other than the acid rain, I kind of like it. It's dour. It's kind of gloomy. I like the blue, but yeah, unless I were a skeleton, I would not want to live in here. And that's obviously a big boy up there we do not want to mess with. Okay, so definitely can't go up that way. We're gonna have to go the long way around, I think. Ooh, just going to speed this up. So hopefully we can get put out somewhere on this side if we're lucky. And that is Tech Hunter. Cool. So it's probably just easier when you get over here just to cut through than to do all this. Probably save you a bit of time. Is this a way out? Let's find out. Let's back up this way. Oh, that's not very nice. We're just gonna keep running. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, kind of worked. And get free of the acid rain. Pretty please. And we're almost there. Hey, all right. So that's probably the best way to get around Aquan's shield is just to push up this way, or just come in straight through. Again, though, you're going to want some kind of acid resistance because you see at 25%, which is not nothing, but I definitely took quite a bit of limb damage from that. So either be super quick or get yourself some acid resistance. We're pretty close to Bast now. Stoat is up in here, but I don't want to cross here being so low. So what we're going to do, despite being how close we are, there shouldn't be any patrols out this way. So we're going to make our little camp bed here in the sand and have ourselves a sleep. And it's just sort of a example of why you want to be careful here in Skimmer's Roam, the Skimmer Sands, because those are some very unfortunate, those are outlaws, outlaw farmers, and they, well, they're not having a very good time. And I've run into one or two, and I certainly am not having a good time. So if you can make it through this expanse on your way up to Bast and Stoat, you're going to be pretty okay. This is probably one of the more dangerous parts of the trip just because those skimmers will, even just one of them will absolutely destroy you. Okay, we made it to Stoat, and as you can see it is green because we have the 100 relation with the faction who owns it. We are now in Bast, and when crossing, obviously you have to worry about the skimmers here, and when you're out in the Great Desert, you also want to look out for the man catchers, because as their name suggests, they will catch you if they can, and then you get enslaved, and that's a whole other kettle of fish that you just really don't want to be dealing with. So we have found ourselves a noble bodyguard and company, and usually these guys will use you as sport, but as you can see, because we are 100% relation, he is green, we are allied, and he will not shoot us with that really, really nice crossbow of his. So we are just going to wander here through Bast, and we may find another group to bodyguard, but for the moment, these are our new homies, and we are just going to be walking and chilling and seeing what we can get up to. Okay, now we found these samurai pretty beat up. We helped bandage them, and so because of that, they're following us. We see here a pretty large battle ahead. Looks like there's this group here, there, and here. So all this is the Holy Nation. They're like fighting one samurai guy. Not a battle we want to try to get involved in. Over here, similar thing. One guy, a whole bunch of baddies. This one looks like the opposite. So this is where all the samurai are. So we are going to try to get their back as best we can. Obviously our combat skills are garbage because we spent the whole time getting hit instead of hitting. But that is hopefully about to change. Let's see if we can get around them. We want to be attacking these guys in the monk robes because they don't have any armor. So every attack we do to them is going to hit, well, as hard as we can hit anyway. It won't be very hard. This is where we're at. Those guys still around? They left. They just run away. They did just run away. Those cowards. Those absolute cowards. I thought they would hang around. Nope. Well, not the best day for us, but that's okay. Oh. Maybe they'll let us leave. They do. Okay, that's good. Bandage on up. Okay, he's booking it too. Okay, not the best example so far, but an example. And not 10 feet away. This is, I think, the squad that ran. So we're just going to take some time out. We're going to chill with them. We do have our stomach is healing, so obviously we want that to not be at -3 before we get into a fight again. So we're just going to chill, and we're just going to cruise with these guys. And over time, our combat stats should go up. I don't know how quickly, but they'll go up. And eventually we will start we'll start to win more of the fights. We'll stop losing so many. And because of how many patrols there are throughout this area, even if we do get knocked down and beat up and left, chances are pretty decent that we're going to have allied units that'll roam by and spot us and bandage us. And getting beaten up along the way, getting our toughness to 49, again, we're just day 12. You know, it's going to make us have a pretty good chance of survival. You can see the background there, that horde of Okrins, jerks, just roaming in a massive army. We're just this little teeny tiny squad. That's the way it is here in Bast. It's a dangerous place. So this is something that's slightly safer than just going it alone. You do have these guys as backups. You will be getting into fights. Like we can see up here. Those cannibals. Those are cannibals. So we can also run into cannibals. So you definitely don't want to be off in these parts by yourself. This is a melting pot of all kinds of danger. So I hope this has been helpful. Hopefully it's not been too long-winded, which I'm sure it has been. And enjoy Kenshi.